5 minutes.
Sure. Okay. I think we should start now. Later on, whoever will join can refer to the recording of the previous thing which has been passed on. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
welcome to this seminar, everyone. This is the title is Marketing for Entrepreneurs. Now, before going ahead, I would like you all to introduce yourself so that I should know, or we all should know about each other, that why this entrepreneurship and the marketing component is important for you. So my full name is Abha Gautam. I'm your, host for today. We will start with some interactive stories and interaction. We'll do some case studies, and I'll tell you about the agenda later on. But before going ahead, am I audible?
Yeah, sure. You are audible from my end. Thank you.
Okay.
Very
And
audible, thank you. Very audible, thank you.
great. So let's start with Alexander. Could you please tell us about yourself, Alexander?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I can. Yeah, so my name's Alexander Zulu. Yeah, from Zambia. I
Okay.
I work for a microfinance company which deals with um, small scale entrepreneurs. So I'm the chief operation officer under the same microfinance. So this training is very crucial for me. I think it will really help um, me, understand, the kind of marketing strategies can the rural entrepreneurs I serve, because we have a lot of these and who are struggling to grow their business. So it will be of great help to really share the strategies on how they can grow their business. If they can able to grow their businesses using those strategies, meaning we are supporting financial inclusion and growth of the small entrepreneurs. Thank you.
Right. Right. Awesome. Next, can we have Charlie, please? Charlie?
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Good morning and good evening, wherever you are. My
Okay.
name is Charlie Monson. I'm based in South Africa, in Johannesburg. My story
Okay.
is pretty lengthy, so I'll try and keep it a bit short. I'm an
Okay.
industrial radiographer by profession, though I pivoted and started a business after exiting the industry, made every single mistake you can think of. Fast
Okay.
forward 18 years later, I attended my first business seminar. And that
Okay.
is when light bulbs combined with extreme overwhelmness
Right.
crept in. However, in my journey of personal development, I got to learn about marketing, branding, etc. And coming to the importance of attending this webinar and
Right.
training, I'm always open to learning new skills, learning new information, so that we can pass it on to those who are up and coming as we grow as well and we grow together. Marketing is actually the lifeline of a business. Someone said, branding is who you are, what your business is about, but marketing is the fuel of that business. I thank you.
Okay. Right. Next, Ella, please. Ella Inaso. Calvin. Guys, am I audible?
We were losing you for a second. I don't know if it was a connection issue.
Okay, is it with everybody? Like I was unaudible for a moment.
Yeah, equally from my end, the lost everything. It was quite, I don't know if it was connected. Thank you.
Okay, okay. Ella, can you hear me?
Yeah, sure. I can from my end now.
Okay. So maybe have Ella NSO, please.
I don't know. I don't know if Ella Aniso got you. So there's
Okay.
two unmuted.
All right. Kelvin, could you please unmute yourself and introduce? Kelvin, are you there? Okay, what about Milner? Milner?
Thank you so much. My name is Mio Nakazembe from Zambia. Apparently, I'm working as territory sales executive. I'm with Airtel Zambia. I think gaining more skills on the part of marketing to be very crucial for me, and it will give me an advantage of having a lot of knowledge on how I can market the product of my company. So basically, I'm looking forward to that.
Okay. We will go in a broader sense that what your product is about so that, you know, we can categorize it in for or designing a particular strategy. We will come to it later on. Patrick. Patrick, could you please?
Good day.
Yeah.
I'm from South Africa.
Okay.
I've done a lot of business training for people, and I've wrote some courses, but I'm definitely lacking on marketing and maybe more specifically sales. So I'm hoping to learn from other people about this.
Okay. Then I think we are done with everybody. Is there anybody left without introduction? If they can hear me now, like Ella and Calvin. All right. So let me start sharing my screen. See, this webinar is about entrepreneurial marketing. We can, you know, make this keyword to highlight. Now, because you are doing business, either you are doing it or having the experience of business by working for someone else, you are having that entrepreneurial spirit. Now, before going ahead, we should know what does it mean when it comes to these terminologies. So let me know if you can share my screen. I'm sharing it, just a minute. Is it visible?
Yeah, sure. Marketing for Entrepreneurs seminar by Professor Abba Gautam.
Yes, yes. So we should know why we are having this webinar. Like you have told me your part, your side of story that, you know, it is important because you are into some sort of business and you really want to know which strategy can suit you, or, you know, whether we can come up with an idea of having such strategies and about their implementation and all. But if we talk about in broader sense, without, you know, making it particular for one person, it is the need of the hour, if I would say that why we are having this at the first place. Because, you know, this entrepreneurial concept when we started thinking that we should, we should experience something which is new, we want to take risk, we want to set up something for ourselves, a business sort of thing, a team for ourselves. So then this entrepreneurial word came into the picture. Now, some people said that what, we have so many strategies, case studies for large business, but what about small businesses? There is a famous quote. If I ask you, if I give you one scenario, see this slide where, let me, for the past 10 years, 30,000 to 40,000 new ventures have been registered. This is the case of Sweden. Now, if we talk about the success rate, it is only, about 5,000 to 12,000 companies has filed bankruptcy. Can anybody tell me what's the reason? They may be having some specific reasons, but if we talk about the larger picture, we have so many businesses, the new venture, the startups, they start with that, enthusiasm, but they never succeed with that rate. Can anybody tell me why? Why it is so?
Yeah, they fail to sustain. Sustainability is a challenge. Because
Right.
for you to remain sustainable as a small business, you need to innovate. You need to have strategies, long-term strategies, and how
Right.
the company can survive.
Correct. This is one way of thinking it and thinking about it. But another way is also that you cannot consider your business very, very isolated. You have to think interdisciplinary. Like if you are saying, I am an entrepreneur, but if you want to set up a business, you should know every single thing about it, be it in terms of accountancy, be in terms of marketing, because ultimately you are the one who is giving the vision, who is setting up the mission to take this business higher. There is a famous quotation. There is a book called Complete Guide in Small Business Marketing. You can refer to it. I will, paste the link in the reference. In 1992, Kenneth Cook, who wrote this book, he said, small businesses, they are by definition not very large. Why? Because they do not have the resources. Firstly, they do not have the resources to tackle whole industries or markets first. Also, they cannot afford many mistakes. Why? Because mistakes cost money. And if you lose your money, that lost money negatively affects your cash flow. And that cash flow, this cash flow is the life and blood of a small business. Large businesses can afford the mistake, but being a small business, you have to try to learn from others' mistakes and implement through case studies that what can be done accurately or in the righteous manner. Now, it is not always successful, and that's why you are an entrepreneur. You are, ready to take risk. But if you talk about consequently, a small business owner needs to be very, very precise. They have to think strategically. As someone just said, innovatively. Now, if you want to see that in small business, everything is so interlinked that if you want not to get failed, you need to be very innovative. Just one key responsibility would not work. being a manager, being an entrepreneur, you should, before hiring someone, you should know the key concepts so that that person also not be able to manipulate you in terms of the results which can be obtained. Okay, so you need to think this way, that why we are studying entrepreneurial marketing, we have marketing and entrepreneurship on one plate. Like, you have to see in your surroundings. Through marketing, you get that interaction, you get that networking, you connect with your people, the customers, so that you can make or build that customer driven business or outcome. Okay, so we have to study here about entrepreneurship, marketing, and what if we draw the Venn diagrams of these two? What is that common area? You know, there is an evolution of thinking in people, in what they think before, very earlier at the stage when entrepreneurship was introduced. It was just that people think that marketers were neither innovative at that time nor entrepreneurial enough. So that's why they were failing to have that thinking and decision making. It was around 1980s. Then later on, you can say some 20 years back, later, people started thinking that due to incompetence and lack of management, they were failing in their businesses. So initially, they were making this fact that marketers were incompetent enough to take decision because they were not having entrepreneurial aspect. Later on, they started taking it like due to incompetency and lack of management, it is not happening. And thereafter, the conclusion was in such a manner that because of lack of interest in marketing, people are not doing well. See, we all know, what do we need to start a business? Firstly, if we see the economical aspect, you should know what is the problem. What type of people are surrounded by you and what do they need, which anybody else other than you is not providing them. So firstly, if you find out that this is the problem and I need to be the pioneer to provide the solution for this particular problem, then you can be a wonderful entrepreneur. You can have those business outcomes which will take you very high in the business. You will grow like anything. But then this is not only the one aspect to be considered. There are many others. Like, if you see that I have found out the problem. For example, there is no confectionery or food items, or transport is not good. I will provide them this sort of facility. Then you have to figure out in which state are you at the moment. Do you have enough resources? You have to arrange that funding. How do you want to enter into that particular market? Is it something that your product is so viable if you go into a very new market and take risk, it will take a boost? Or is it the case that you want to take risk? So before going ahead with the launch of the product immediately with your resources, let's try it in partnership. Let's try, having a tie-up with that particular company who is already there. If you prove your partnership, your viability of the product, then it may happen. So in all these aspects, marketing is the key. Why? Even if you want to make a tie with your stakeholder, your partner, your customers, you need to showcase your product. Then as an entrepreneur, those resources like after product, what do you need? The setup, all those infrastructural, and you have to tackle with the internal and external factors. Let's talk about these. So that's where this entrepreneurial marketing comes into picture and is important for us. You all know what is entrepreneur? What is an entrepreneur? Who is an entrepreneur? You know about it, right? Hello?
Yes, we're with you, Abba. Yeah, we know about entrepreneurs. I think this there are so many angles we can define it, and one of it is the one which you've just highlighted here.
Okay. So, when we say entrepreneur, you should know the history. This word has been taken, as you can see on the screen, from a French word, okay, entrepreneur. And it means that you are that person who is motivated to achieve and produce, who has got the high energy level, who can not only motivate himself or herself, but also others. You should have a vision and you should know how to communicate that vision to your team, to your people, so that they can also live by that vision. That yes, this vision, this mission is not only important for this person who has set this up, it is important for us as well. So a vision to do something out of the ordinary, that is extraordinary. You as an entrepreneur are willing to take some risk, okay, but that risk should be quantifiable, realistic. This should not be, it is not that you want to set up a business, you have done the forecasting and all, but you know that return on investment can never be in this manner that you can get rid of that risk. So it should not worth it. It is not worth it. So make sure you take that risk which is a bit realistic. Then that entrepreneur is very, very committed. He or she has got commitment that even after the failure, I'll stand up. I have that vision. I'll change my path, but not my goal. That determination, that perseverance, that I'll keep going. This is the entrepreneurial, what is it called? Quality. And the most important thing is that you should learn from your mistakes. You should observe other people, your competitors, learn from everywhere and learn from those mistakes also, which you have not done so far. But those successful people, they have different product line. They set up different businesses, different products. They get successes, get failures. Just find out what your product is, what is your target line, and read out thoroughly all those case studies. Whoever was there, is there, and will be there in your business field. Read all those case studies, learn from them. Also, use the feedback. There is constructive criticism, but we are that much egoistic sometimes that we are not ready to listen. If someone says, no, you are not doing it in a right manner, we take it in offensive manner. But actually, however, you should not believe it, blindfoldedly. You should remember that sometimes people has this agony, or what we can say, people don't want you to grow. So maybe to let you down, they are giving the such sort of feedback. But you should ask this feedback on mass scale, from your every stakeholder, so that you know that at least someone is saying something good about it, or what are the weaknesses which you can get rid of while incorporating some of the steps. As an entrepreneur, you should be confident enough, and even if you are seeing that this plan is going to fail, you should not let your people know that you are broken from inside. You should be confident, you should be responsible, so that every now and then you can motivate your team. Then always jot down what you are doing, one thing at a time. Focus on that particular task. If you have a team, allocate it properly, get it done. There are many softwares. I'll tell you, how many of you have studied about Trello, have gone through Trello? Has anybody tried?
Yes, I have. Trello,
Okay,
and many of these CRM systems. I've tried a few of them.
right. So let me show you this bit. Just bear with me. So for all those who have a team and who want to manage their team, it is for 10 to 50 people team, like a small team, you can manage it through this. It is based on Kanban style of marketing management. Let me write down here. See, once you type Trello.com on Google, you will get this interface. Okay. In this interface, I'm telling for those, maybe you will get to know how you can lined up your or aligned your task according to the things which you want to achieve. You should have daily goal, then weekly goals, monthly goals, and every you can it depends on the frequency of meeting you want to incorporate or have. Make sure every single task which you are saying, one person should keep a track record of what has been happening. Sometimes we have scrum meetings. Scrum meetings means maybe you can allot 15 to 20 minutes of your day and divide it into 3 portions. In the morning, you tell your team, okay, what we are going to do today. Ask them, tell them, is there any blocker, any dependency on that task because of you or anybody else. Ask them that if they are good to go with the plans which you have planned for the day. Then at the evening, you have to again organize a scrum, a 15 to 20 minutes meeting, where you would ask what had happened during the course of the day, what was good and bad about it. Like if the task was completed, so there is any feedback they want to give to so as to complete it faster in a faster manner, or is there anything which they can do to make it in a different way, to do it in a different way. Or if the task was not completed, then ask your team, write down all those points which made which due to which these tasks could not be completed. So everything should be transparent enough, and you should know where we are heading to complete that particular project, steps by steps, chunks by chunks. Now see, To manage your team, you can have this Trello.com. Here, some of the templates are given to you. Now, you can choose to create a board. If you click on this create and click on create board, you can have this title, maybe marketing project. You can have the client's name also, clientele. You can keep the visibility, whether you want to keep this private. That means only those board members. For example, you have given this task to 4 of your team members. Only those members who have been added can see it. Or it is you. Do you want it to be cross-departmental? That, even if it is handled by some marketing people, but accounts team can also see it. Then make it workspace. All those who are there in the workspace can see it. And public means, because you are not a premium member, so public means I can also see it without being in your team. So make sure you have this workspace sort of thing maximum. So I have clicked on create. Now you can see this is my marketing project interface. I can have here the cards. I can, in Kanban style of management, Kanban, Kanban style of management, we classify our things, our to-do things in such a manner that there will be 3 cards or 3 sticky notes. One list will be to do. Then, you have assigned some task in to do. Now that person has taken this card, and has started doing it. So that means that work is in the doing section now. And then we have done. You may have any blockers which are resisting your work to be completed. You can have as many cards as you want. Now, in this card, you can have, for example, in to do, we have to maybe do the research on ENSOF matrix. I'll tell you what this matrix is all about. But at the moment, I have done, or if you don't want to write this name, let's keep it market research. You have to see that where do you want to position your product. So there is a keyword, you can learn it through an acronym, STP. S for segmentation, T for targeting, P for positioning. So first of all, you have to find out when you do marketing, when you when you want to market your product, what you have to focus on, the segmentation. Which sort of people or the market do you want to target? Divide it. For example, the segmentation, the product type is all about. You have found this out, that this is I want to go into shoe industry, the automobile industry, apparels and all. Okay, first you have segmented that this market I want to go with. This is because this is my product. Now you have to see the targeting. How do you want to target those people? Maybe, when we scroll YouTube. So if I am watching a certain types of videos, for example, comedy videos, shorts, then every list, the suggested list will give me suggestion of comedy videos only. And in fact, they will narrow this research down. They will set that algorithm which will take me through that channel only, which I am watching very frequently. What is it called? Behavioral targeting. Because of automation, it becomes easier to, behaviorally target. But if we talk about rural marketing, We can there also do behavioral marketing, behavioral targeting. How? We should know, we can categorize. For example, in rural areas, we have to classify people firstly by their occupation. Okay. Once we find out that what occupation are rural people doing, then we can categorize that if they are doing this sort of work, then they must be having this, or they must be coming in this income bracket. Okay. Once they come in this income bracket, then what we can do? Position our product. STP, segmentation, targeting, positioning. We can position our product based on whether it has to be premium product, whether do we have, majority of people with high income, low income groups. So divide them demographically, their income group wise. And then if you do this type of behavioral targeting, that, people of our area, we have researched so well that they do not like this sort of material. They are going with those competitors. They are going to our competitors who are selling these products. So let's incorporate those products in our catalog, in our portfolio. So this is how you can position your product. Now, let's say if you have set up your retail store, for example, you have set up something where people can come and buy. So there also you have to figure out the STP model. If I am entering into your retail store and I have seen, I'm that lazy customer, I don't want to see here and there to find out this product. If I want to buy a soap or a shampoo and I'm not very particular about the brand, for example, this you have to study. The behavior of your consumer, you have to study that what type of consumers you are surrounded with. So if I don't care about brands, instead I just want to fulfill my need, the wants, and I have seen that at the stack, this was the first product which was there. So I just got it. So this is the positioning in retail store. You have to make sure that if you want to sell a particular type of product, it should be in front of the eyes of consumers. It should be eye-catchy. It should be very much accessible to your consumers. So it was just an example. Let's come back to this Trello.com. So if you have allocated this task to one of your team members that you need to do market research, but market research is huge. What sort of task you have allocated? Just narrow it down. Maybe you can say, see, someone has to do, first of all, add members. Let me add myself here. You can add as many people as you want. There is restriction for unpremium members, but yes, I have been added here by myself. Now you can label it. Let's say I want to create a label that if my team finds out that this is of maybe orange color, so that means it should be given priority number 2. Okay. And then if I will create a label of maybe blue color, violet color, purple color, I can give the priorities likewise, so that my team can recognize that it is of orange color card. I should take this up before priority 3. Okay, are we on the same page so far? Guys?
Yeah, sure.
If anybody has got any doubt, please let me know. It has to be an interactive session which will about to start. But before that, I'm telling you the prerequisites. Now, what else it can do for you? You can create a checklist. For example, in market research, you have given the task that write down the strengths. strengths of maybe your product. So it can have the categories: strengths of the products which you are selling, then strengths of the market in which you are dealing, is whether it is domestic market, is it rural, urban, which sort of market it is. And you have allocated this task. You know, when I click on it, hover my mouse on it, you will see here it has deadline option, and then add this task for someone, allocate this task to someone. So you can also assign it, but then it is asking for your free trial once you click on it. So see, if that person whom I have shared this task with, if he has completed this, he can click on it, tick it, and then it will show us that checklist is completed, right? Whichever activity is happening, it is so transparent that in activity folder or in description, people can write that at the rate, you know, Abha, I have completed this task. Okay, you can have here attachments. Let's say you want to keep everything related to your research work. Let's say one of your employees has done a particular research up to something. So you have added here and have said that, see, this research has been done 25%, and this is the, you know, past research outcomes. Now you start after this. So you can paste the link here and people can see it. So it will work as an LMS also, learning management system, just like Google Drive we have. Okay. And once it is done, let's close it. You will see, once it is done by that person, whoever you have asked or given the authority can take it to doing. Once, see, you have allocated the task here. Once that person has started doing it, you can drag and drop it to doing section. Okay. And once it is done, it can be dragged and dropped to done. Similarly, many cards can be here, and you can keep the track, can be formed here, and you can keep the track of your team, what they are doing. But it is for small business. There are some competitors of Trello, which you can use if you get into that position where you have to, you know, deal in large number of people. Now, is it clear how you can, do you think this is useful in managing teams, small teams?
Yeah, I think it's very helpful from my end. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
So it can give us transparency, and you know, and this is not restrictively giving us one option. There are many, and we'll get to learn. I'll suggest you what you can do, but at least you have a hand-on experience on this first, and then we'll move forward by you know, taking it into level up. Okay, now coming back to this point, we were saying that focus on the task. Okay, getting it done. Sometimes, you know, this is also one cause of failure, that we have started a business, we have given the task to people, but they are not doing it. Let me give you one example. So this was the company of content management. Okay, now what they were doing, this company was creating creative content for K-12 students, and there they were making animated videos of the content which was assigned by the government. Okay, like, you know, we have government schools, and their government decides which sort of syllabus will you know, will be covered. So they have extended their product line, and they said that, okay, we would like to have this product where we will create 2D, two-dimensional videos, three-dimensional videos, which will give that, learning experience, that unique learning experience to students. And then we will sell it firstly B2B, school to school, and then after business to business, they'll go to customer, business to customer. They'll start going to students directly. So this was their plan. Now the blunder where it started from, they hired very expensive resources, human resources, like one person who was hired at the position of curator for 3D team. So curator is the person who, guides that this has to be done this way and allocate the team. It's like a manager, but especially for creative team, we have curators. Then they hired another one curator for 2D team. Now it was so expensive that they started to hire their main team. The main team, that means 2D designers, 3D designers. Those teams they could not afford to hire, so they decided to give internship to students. Those students who were doing some courses in their colleges, so they started giving them internship. Now what happened, they in those resources were very cheaper as compared to the curators, and actually they had to do all of the work. Curator was doing it that you have to do this and that. The meetings were happening, but these students were not able to give that much time. Sometimes they said, no, we could not fulfill this timeline or deadline because we have exams today, or because of the submission of assignments, and so on and so forth. So this company was never able to complete their task on time, and they had also hired one professional coach to tell them, the business coach, to tell them that do this and that. And that was also very expensive. So can you see, you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to set up a business, but you are unable to align your task. Before hiring your people, you are unable to figure out that what has to be done by whom and what would be the flow. These things you have to focus on your task and plan it properly by seeing the actual scenario. What can go wrong? What can go right? And learn from the case studies, of course. And please make sure the task which you touch, no, you have to finish it. It should not be done, oh, let's move on to the next task. It will be done later on. So there are, okay, this was the thing which you should remember. I'm hoping that whoever is doing business, they can be, they can make it relatable for them, that where they were doing wrong. Is it the case? Is it the case, guys?
Yes, absolutely. And it's keeping track of what has gone wrong, and then you can, change the strategy and know where any help is needed, any other resources are being needed.
Yes, yes. So, and then, today I'm telling you that use Trello. I'm telling you one another tool here, through which you can yourself find out that which tool is required at the moment. See here. How many of you have used ChatGPT? Have you heard about ChatGPT?
Yes, I have, and also what I can think of is Asana.
Yes, yes.
There's quite a few that just don't come to mind right now, but they
Right,
all
right.
work similar to that as well.
Yeah. So, there is one thing which you can use. Just take the advantage of this AI technology as much as you can. Though you cannot, trust them blindly, but it will give the direction to you. Okay. It will give the direction to you that what can be done here. For example, I can give this chat GPT a prompt. It is a chatting network. So remember, it, whichever command you are giving, it will exactly give you the solution and follow your instruction likewise. For example, if I say that I'm telling him to get this character, what? See, consider yourself an experienced market person. I have to figure out the strategies of my business for marketing. You have to specify which business you are doing. I'm into apparel business. Okay. So you are giving this prompt to him that, and you can also narrow it down further that what else you are expecting from it. For example, I want you to tell me what are the do's and don'ts while doing a market research for rural enterprises. So it will give you, just forget about this potential PhD. This was my last chat with him, and that's why he's giving me this idea. So I have to again tell him, forget about PhD. This is the new topic where I want my business to get a boost using various powerful marketing strategies. Now please suggest and rephrase your answer and change your answer accordingly. See, so they have, so he has given us, he or she, whatever you want to consider. So see, he's saying, okay, you are doing, you are, dealing with apparel business. Okay. Remember to have that local culture essence, then identify the local needs. Make sure you have those digital channels like, maybe you can see that TikTok, initially TikTok was very famous. So influencer, now management and influencing has also started in Ireland, if you have heard about it. So digital channels can help you grow like anything. Today, what we do through influencing, if we find out that these many subscribers are with this particular content creator, YouTube creator, so we ask them to promote our product. So reach out to those digital channels. Do you have any person? And if you are living in a rural area, for example, there that population is not that much, that population density is not that much as compared to urban area. So you can figure out, you don't need those many followers as you need in urban areas. You can reach out to those people who are having goodwill, good image, in the surroundings, in the rural area, and reach out to them to tell them that, you know, you use our product. This is what is it called? Endorsement of brands, and they'll help you, right? If they find your product viable enough. So through social media, mobile apps, you also need to figure out the funding, the resource part when you are doing it. If you cannot afford website, don't do it. Go with affiliate marketing. Do you know affiliate marketing?
Yes, we do.
Great. So this is also one way you have to figure out, and you can ask this ChatGPT. We have Bard here. You know, Google has another AI platform, which is Bard. It gives you more accurate result as compared to ChatGPT. So you can ask him also, and then just keep going. It is not, you know, stopping you to think. It's just giving you some more ideas so that you can categorize the themes, figure out common themes, the different themes, and then under each category, write down what have you got so far. Okay. And then what you have got is engage with local influencers, as I mentioned earlier, है ना? Which can create strong impact on the local population. And remember to have affordable pricing. You have to, you know, in Rome, do as Romans do. It's like that. So with pricing, there is one another aspect which I want to tell you before going ahead. Where has it gone? Okay, tell me one thing. If you read two keywords, competitive pricing and value-based pricing, can anybody tell me what's the difference between these two? Let me repeat my question.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
What is the difference between competitive pricing and value-based pricing?
Competitive pricing would be a price that is a market-related price, and you just drop a little bit below it. For example, if the market is selling something at $10, you can maybe sell it at $9.50. But then value-based pricing is what value are you offering in your product as opposed to what your competitors are offering. That way you can probably increase your price because the value of your product or service is superior to that of your competitor.
Right. Absolutely making sense, Charlie. Thanks for your inputs. So can anybody tell me that when this competitive versus value-based pricing be beneficial for you, but where can it be harmful for you? Can anybody give me scenarios where this competitive versus value-based? What are the pros and cons to go with competitive pricing? And what are the pros and cons to go with value-based pricing? Think about it.
Well, on competitive pricing, you might just be reducing your profit margins. In value-based pricing, you might just outprice yourself on the market, on your target market. They might not be able to afford the price that you are having, even though the value is greater.
Correct. Is there anybody else who want to provide their inputs?
Yeah, sure. I can give it a try. So I would say of course you've emphasized that what are the pros and cons, but I have a different view. In the dynamic markets we live in, sometimes looking at the situation you are in, you can actually use them interchangeably, because there are certain situations where you might need to use competitive pricing because you would want to get a certain market. Okay, and
Right.
there will be situation where you would want to, you're serving a market where they would want to get value for their money. They don't mind how the price, but they would just want to ensure that they get the value out of that. They don't mind how high the price is, provided they're getting quality or value for their money. I think that's
Right.
why. Thank you.
Correct, Alexander, making sense. My point is this bit also. Let's say if I am into a price war with my competitor, where he not in terms of decreasing the price, but increasing the price. So if I think that my product, which I'm selling, and I'm selling it at $10, for example, per unit, and my competitor is selling it at $15 per unit, for instance, and I want to set up the similar price like $15 per unit. But can I do it without qualifying that basic requirement? My quality, I know that is not equivalent. That is not even near about my competitor. I cannot do it. So I cannot simply say that, do the competition based on competitive marketing, pricing, or do the competition based on value base. You have to come up with the mix of both. And I think, Charlie Alexander, we can create a mixed answer of both of your responses to set up this. So now coming to this point, we were talking about an entrepreneur. So entrepreneurs take initiatives. Now, if they take initiatives, they act upon them and they set rules. They set some, when we say that this is our idol, this person, I want to have the quality like these. So you have to be that laborious, that initiative taker, that people can copy you in terms of doing hard work, smart work, whatever you want to say. So become a role model for others. Then efficiency is required. There is no meaning of hard work if you are not getting the output. That's why people say that do smart work rather than hard work, because smart work is as same as hard work. It's just that people are getting, some positive out of it. It is like smart work. If you are doing, then you are getting the output, the desired results. Then please remember here, we forget that, we are human beings, and not everything which we think, can be manifested. There are some flaws. If we keep going, we will definitely get not 100 on 100, at least 90 on 100. So we would get something, but you should have patience. You should hold a certain tolerance, plus minus 5%. You cannot be in those dreams that I can never be failed. This is not the right attitude. And that's why people, you must have heard about Dyson. Have you heard about Dyson? Dyson, Dyson brand.
Yes, Dyson, I think they used to make discs, wasn't it?
It is like industrial engines and all. They have hair dryers. Let me show you. This company, Dyson, is UK based company. But when he launched his first product, UK audience did not accept it at all. But he did not stop. What he did, he changed his target market. He just moved to Southern America, like South America and Asia. he moved to that audience to try that whether, it's really a failure, his product is really a failure, or it's just that because of type of people he was focusing on are not ready to accept it. So, and then he makes such a strong industrial products, such strong industrial products, where those products are known for the engines, heavy engines. If you want talk about air vacuum cleaner in industries, he's into it. And every single thing where heating effect is required, for example, hair care, you can see the diversified products here. And in this company, even in India, it is very famous. And now he, many brand ambassadors, like celebrities, are have become his brand ambassadors for the products. So what I'm trying to say, that if you as an entrepreneur failed in your company, then look for some other places also, where maybe by exporting, by different modes of entry, you can get into. Just reach out to online people. You can search through YouTube. However, you have to be very vigilant enough to figure out who is a fraud person and who can help you really. So you can reach out to YouTube. There you can find business coaches. Some may charge you something, but if you don't want to go with paid services, it's all right. Just comment in their on their channels and figure out if you can have that network. Sorry, I can't hear you. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. I think there's someone who was joining, but they joined with their mic on.
Oh, okay, got you. So I was saying where we
Though
were.
your screen is not visible, I don't know if it's just on my end. If you're sharing the screen, it's not visible.
Yeah, the
Is it with
PowerPoint.
everybody?
No, from my end, I'm not seeing it.
It is not visible.
It's not. Just bear with me. Let me stop sharing and then rejoin. Just bear with me. So I was saying that as an entrepreneur, even if your one plan failed, you have to figure out, is there anybody who is sharing the same story as you are? And then why it is not showing here? Just bear with me. It's showing share. I think I need to rejoin. Just no, but it will. Let me rejoin. Hello.
Hi.
Yes, you.
Can you see my screen?
No, from my
No, not
screen.
yet.
Okay. Why it is enabled? It's called settings.
Have you tried to stop and start sharing?
It is not letting me click on it. See? Recording is happening. Okay, I got it. It is showing only meeting organizers and presenters can share. Maybe I don't have. Just bear with me. Let me call. Right, so it is about to happen. Meanwhile, you can hear me out. So we were talking about, yes. So Dyson, so you just jot this down. One case study is Dyson. Another one is Ryanair, Ryanair, Ryanair. Then third one is British Airways. So there was a tough competition between Ryanair and British Airways. And they were into price war also. You have to figure out what has happened with them that resolved. In fact, Ryanair was doing great business, better than British Airways. So just figure out what price strategies did they follow. Would you be able to do it? It is sort of research. Yes?
Yes, we will.
Okay. So, because Dyson failed in his own country and he figured out that, okay, let's try it in some other country. So here comes another feature of an entrepreneur, that you have to be tolerant enough for your failure and don't give up, but learn from them in your future ventures. Okay. So in this way, we can say, if we create a definition of entrepreneurship from these features of an entrepreneur, what we would say? That entrepreneurship is a behavior shown by an individual or an organization which seeks to exploit market opportunities which others have neglected or missed. And from those opportunities, he or she, that entrepreneur, develops new solutions. Is it clear?
Yeah, sure.
Crystal clear.
Okay. Great. Now, let's bring in marketing aspect of in entrepreneurship. First of all, marketing, Charlie has introduced this with the definition that marketing, what is it? Marketing is basically a process where in entrepreneurship, we are exploiting opportunities. But in marketing, we are exploiting value creation. Now, here's exploitation does not mean smashing. Exploitation means looking for value creation so that people can get into it by themselves. Have you ever heard about BTL? BTL. No?
No, from my end, like PTA.
B for B for banana, T for tango, L for London, BTL. Okay, see,
No from my end, yeah.
okay. If we classify our target audience, then we can divide our marketing into three broader categories. First, ATL. That means above the line targeting. E for above, T for the line, above the line targeting. Then we have BTL, below the line targeting. And then we have TTL, through the line targeting. Okay. Now, what do you mean by ETL, above the line targeting? When we say above, that means if I have a product, but I have promoted it, or I am promoting it at very mass scale. So let's say I'm doing the promotion of my product via television. Now tell me one thing. If it is, for example, a sports bike which you are selling, do you think whoever is watching that advertisement can buy it? Are you strictly following that rule? That because your bike, your sports bike, is very expensive, is a premium product, so let's follow that rule of marketing, that we will keep it to premium advertisement also only, where premium audience can access to it. No, we are doing mass scale advertisement where even people want to have it, or people who are not interested, they both lie in this category. And it is very expensive sort of marketing. So this is called above the line. When we say BTL, it is below the line. That means you are very, very particular that, our product should reach to that audience only who wants to actually buy it. For example, when we do behavioral targeting, if we are, using e-commerce platforms, for example, Amazon and all, we will see that if we have added into our checklist, into our cart, one trouser, what it will show? It will show t-shirts and, the pairing jeans and all those shoes and accessories with it. Correct? So what type of this sort of marketing is called? Below the line. That means I am only showing my product to that person who has either already bought it or who is in the process of buying it. Are you getting my point? So that it will save my time and money. And this is what premium brands do. Now we have TTL, through the line targeting. TTL means through the line targeting. That means in this, we have, removed the thin line between ATL and BTL, and we are using both of the modes. So this is the through the line. I'm hoping that you are clear with all these three terminologies of marketing. Yes?
Yes, we're on track, taking notes.
Great, great. Now, I have explained to you what is entrepreneurship and who is an entrepreneur. We are talking about marketing. In entrepreneurship, it is about exploiting market opportunities, whereas in marketing, we have exploitation for value creation. Let's figure this out. When we say entrepreneurial marketing, we are talking about that aspect which is common in both in entrepreneurship and in marketing. Now for this, let me tell you this bit. You want to market your product, right? For that, prerequisite is to have a product, not only the product, but the total marketing mix. Do you know what is marketing mix? Do you know what is marketing mix? So when we say marketing mix, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So
I think
yes.
marketing mix speaks to the elements that are used in marketing. Basically, they are referred to as the 4 Ps, which is product, promotion, place, as well as price. So these are the elements that are used in marketing strategies.
Correct. Thank you so much. So you are right. But with time, we have, see, first of all, we have 4 Ps in marketing mix. 4 Ps. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Product, you should have product. Then price of that product, set up the price. Then where do you market it? Where do you want to sell it? Place. Identify the place, determine the place, and then promote it once it is ready. Now, when we say 4 Ps, we have 4 Es as well. Has anybody come across this word? I mean, these keywords, Es. Anybody? May I?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. It seems there's no one. You can proceed. Just enlighten us.
Okay. So see, now when you mix this entrepreneurship with marketing, you should not only think about the product. It should be corresponding to E, which is experience. Make such a product which can become an experience for your customers, so that they can only think about you, they can give the referrals of you, that this is the best thing which I've ever used. Then if you talk about price, then E corresponding to this price is exchange. See, we are living in the global era. Do you know Amazon? They have their fulfillment centers, and they are at the moment serving in 13 marketplaces. Let me show you. It has Middle East, then South and North America, then Japan, Asia. So if you want to deal with Amazon, you can go to Seller Central of Amazon. You can go global and they'll take care of everything. They'll just ask for commission from you. So if you do great business, then why not? You can give the commission. Just read out all their norms and you will find out here global, how to go global. Somewhere global selling. You will find out that how can you export your products? How can you list your products? They have fulfillment centers where they'll pick your product from your residential area. They'll keep it in their FBA and sorry about that. And they'll take care of everything, shipping, delivering, and you will get the money. See, here are now when I last saw this, it was 13. Now they are into 18 marketplaces. Where are they? North America. In North America, they are having their FBAs in USA, Canada, and Mexico. In Europe, they have these countries: Germany, UK, France, Italy, Spain, Sweden, Poland, and Netherlands. They have Asia Pacific. These are 3. Then they have Middle East, UAE, and Saudi Arabia. So these are 18. Now it will give you the whole guideline. So when I was saying, if you, let's say, list the product that I want to sell this apparel, see, in your country, in South Africa, let's say you are selling one shoe, local brand, $200, for instance. I don't have dollar sign. It is there. $200, for example. Now, when you list your product on Amazon like platform, it will ask you, do you want to go global? Okay. Mark your price. Then they'll mark up with their percentage, the commission. Then they will have this conversion unit. That means they will say that you want to sell it from dollars, and let's say in what is it called, UK, you have pounds. In Europe, you have euros. So it will automatically convert your currency plus markup value into that particular currency. And then it will give you the analysis also, whether it is way more than what it has to be, or it is way less than what it has to be, or it is moderate. So you can go ahead with your pricing. Why I'm telling you this? Because when we say price, so price in today's entrepreneurial world, in today's retail era, it has to be exchangeable. It has to be global. Okay. Then we say place, and place is correspondent to next E, which is everywhere. See, every businessman or woman who is, entering into the business field, who wants to be self-employed, who wants to be an entrepreneur. Anyways, entrepreneur is because of the traits he's having. Ultimately, he or she is a businessman or woman. What you want? You must be having those aspirations that somewhere, someday my business will be at that peak where, every single country will be having my product. These manifestations, like, we want them to be true. It's fine. And it has to be that way. So, for example, you are thinking about today only that let's do, we have to pack this product. Let's wrap it in plastic bag and then do it. But if you go with that plastic bag and want to export it in European countries, they'll not even let you in, because there are very strict norms. They can depart you, they can fine you, and they'll not give you permission to sell your product if you don't have those eco-friendly packaging, labeling things. So if you want to sell and you have decided this place I'll target my, market, this is my marketplace, try to make it in such a manner with those protocols being followed that it can be applicable everywhere. Then we have promotion. We all know what promotion is about, and I have told you ATL, BTL, and TTL from this promotional activity only. With promotion, we have 4th E, which is evangelism. Very important. Okay. Let's say I'm just try to take it positively. Let's say after the completion of this seminar, if I would be able to help any one of you guys, that would be, I could say that my hard work is fulfilled, or the outcome has been achieved. So now what you can say, Apha ma'am, she has taught us this bit, and because of this, if you want to give me the credit, for example, and then other people like clientele, those people will come to me that, okay, could you please tell us how can we do it, in a better manner? This is our so it can make me somewhat a business coach sort of thing, a marketing expert. So what is it called? Word of mouth. I am not marketing myself. It is you who is spreading it like anything, because the quality of product you like. Did you get it?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yeah. So, you should not think this way, that spend all of your money in promotion. I have to do marketing. I have to ultimately get these many products. People, people invest so much in SEO, search engine optimization. They want the traffic to come to their website, but ultimately many of them got failed because there is return traffic also. People land up to their website, and then they did not find anything or do not find anything, and they go back. You should make your product in such a manner and make that loyal customer base, that without without spending anything, you can get that much output, at least for rural areas, for those areas where population density is less. Can we try it to have that networking with people, that they boast of our product like anything? They say, oh, this quality, the price, everything is affordable, everything is awesome. So this is called evangelism. So try to make your 4 P's into 4 E's. Now coming to this slide. So what we were talking about, in entrepreneurial marketing, we have overlapping of some of the points. Like everything which we are studying in entrepreneurship is there in marketing, but in marketing we have marketing sort of aspects, and in entrepreneurship we talk from the perspective of an entrepreneur. It's just the matter of that. And what is the perspective of an entrepreneur? That they exploit market opportunities. Where can we find out this particular opportunity? Where is the problem? Can we find out the solution? Whereas in marketing, you are telling them, even if they don't have problem, you are telling them, oh, this is a very big problem. If you want to get, let me give you one example. There was one cosmetics, Fair and Lovely, in my country. So in Fair and Lovely, they used to have this name Fair, and they wanted to go global. And they used to claim that, if you apply this Fair and Lovely, your color will be fairer, like, of foreign people, and something like that they used to claim. But then some people started criticizing it. What do you think by fair? Is only that skin type is beautiful? Beauty comes from inner way, inner beauty matters. Every skin type is beautiful. Why you are having this Fair and Lovely color? So because they wanted to go, they changed their name, their brand name, from Fair and Lovely to Glow and Lovely. Can you see the difference of the audience? You have to change your strategy, be it brand value, your logo thing, your name of the brand, your price values. Whatever strategies you were following, with the help of feedback, you have to change so that you can create value for your people. Ultimately, that is the only sustainable way if you want to survive in the long run. Getting my point?
Yeah, sure.
Great. Okay. So if someone says, what do you mean by marketing? So there are a few definitions of marketing, which I've mentioned here. Kotler said, oh, marketing, it is something which is related with satisfying customer needs. Then American Marketing Association says, marketing is the process of planning, executing the conception, pricing, promotion, distribution of ideas. Can you see all the activities which are there in a business comes here or has come here? So in this way, marketing is related with entrepreneurship. You have to think. See, in marketing, you are creating value for people. Okay, you are satisfying the needs. So in entrepreneurship, what sort of just like in management, you do planning, coordination, direction, all those strategizing, everything is there. So similarly, you have all the aspects of entrepreneurship using the marketing, that is value creation aspect. So planning, executing the conception, pricing, all those 4 P's, promotion, distribution of ideas, goods and services, all those. So that ultimately what do you want? Because it is marketing, so you have to create a value. And how do you do that? By satisfying the goals, objectives, customer needs, you know. Then, you know, this is very funny, and yes, marketing is the homework. Homework for whom? For managers and employees. Because they have to firstly research, they have to understand what is the customer want, what does customer want, what is their needs, and then you have to fulfill to see. You have to see your potential also, and then you have to see the potential of the market. How can you see the potential of the market, by the way? Let's say I am doing my business, I'm selling my product in my local area. And we are very less in terms of population density. Population density means the number of people who are living in a particular area per meter square. Now, if you are very less, and I have seen that, you know, my product is selling like anything, but I never seen this aspect. It is sold, my product is sold because I am the only one. There is no competitor. There is monopoly in the market. I am the only one who is selling it. So if you want to succeed, either find out that market where you are the pioneer and where there is no competition. However, this is very rare, right? So then next is find out that place where either competitors are less or there is that working environment where competitors can also
We lost you there, Abba. You're not audible.
Yeah, same here. I can't get up.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can now.
Yes, you're back. You're back.
Yes.
What was the last point which I said, which you heard?
You were at which area you get to and what the demographic is and also the population.
Yes, yes. So I was saying that if you want to earn that much profit, either find out that market where you are the pioneer, you have set up the business first, and there is no such competition. But this is very rare. Then find out if you cannot do the first thing, then find out that place where you and your competitor can survive together. How? Maybe by selling substitutional products, which are substitutes for each other, or by having, you know, you can have dealings. Like at some places you can have sale, set up prices is done manner that people would go to him or her, and then at some places that person can do it. So it is like mutual symbiosis. But sometimes you will find that it is very tough, and you are doing it very properly, but those people are not abiding by rules. So how can we have that potential profit? So for that we have ENSOF metrics. I'm telling you in a bit. If we have to enter into a market, you are saying that you want to go into the rural market, you are in the rural place. In any of these markets, if we want to go, what sort of entry modes are there and what things we have to take care of? First of all, you have to see, before going ahead, let's talk about ENSOF metrics. See, can you see this metrics?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yes, I can see them.
Yeah. So
okay, SWOT analysis, pesto, and yeah.
Yeah. So matrix is like, how many of you are aware of this ENSOF metrics?
No, ma'am. I'm not aware about that.
Okay. Basically, matrix means rows. See, horizontal lines, rows and columns. If you write anything in terms of, this representation where you have blocks, columns and rows, then that is a matrix. Now we have ENSOF metrics where on one side we write products and on the other markets. Let's say here, see, we have written existing, then new, existing, new. That means it is existing market, new market, existing product, new product. So there are 4 types of market entries which you can do. Basically, you have to decide if you are doing or running a business in your domestic market in a particular place, a small place. Do you want to go with that product only and in that market only with the expansion of the place? What I mean is, one topic in terms of market entry is called market penetration, where you are simply going with your existing product into existing markets. Okay? That means that problem was there, solution was also there. You are just moving with your products by expanding it. You are penetrating the market. You are going into the market. Okay. Then let's say you have existing product. See here, number 2. Number 2 lies in this row and this column. Column says you have existing product. So that means if you have existing product in which you are dealing at your local place, but you want to go into the new market, that is called market development. For example, you were dealing with apparel, some sort of apparel, maybe shoes. You were doing the business of shoes for fashion, but now you have entered into a new market, which is not for fashion. It is not fashion industry, but maybe it is sports. It has a purpose to serve. Maybe it is for army. So when you have existing product and you're going into new markets, new region, maybe you were doing it in your home country. Now you want to go into some other host country, be it by export. Okay, so exporting is one of the example. You are launching your existing product into the new market. That is the called market development. Then if you have new product, you have decided that no, what product, the product in which I'm dealing here in my local market, it is very, very different. I don't think that because of cultural acceptance, they would accept my product, or I need to change my product a bit so that there would be global acceptance. Okay, you have to change your product. If you change your product, you are having a brand new product and you are launching it into new market, new product, new market. That is called diversification. Very high risk in it, correct? Because you have new product, you are launching that new product in new market, very high risk you are taking. You can see increasing risk here from left to right, from top to bottom. But if you have existing market and you are introducing new product, then that is called product development. For example, let's say you have not given me the example of your business, but it's okay. Let me talk about my type of business. I am into learning and development. Okay. Now, if I'm into learning and development, initially I was using traditional approaches where, okay, this is a seminar. I'll talk. We will simply cover almost all of the topics and then we'll give you homework. But thereafter, I decided to have some technological innovation in it. You know, interaction, maybe that is Microsoft Teams, Sway, Microsoft Padlet. Many tools are there through which I can do polling, I can do surveys, which will eventually help me in showcasing in testimonials also. So I am showcasing the new product into existing market. Initially also I was doing it, selling the product in the same market. Now with some new innovation, with by making a new product, I am again launching it in existing market to see what's their response. This is basically for technology or innovation based products or businesses. Then that is called product development. Are you clear with all of these 4 categories?
Yes.
Yeah, very clear.
100,
Thank you.
100%.
Did somebody say anything else?
No, we're on track.
Okay, great. So this is one way. Now see your business in place of it. Where are you right now standing? Do you think that your product, you know, when you say that I'm unable to do business or I'm getting failures, where are you right now? Do you have that existing product in existing market, that is market penetration you want, but you are not able to get the value proposition? You are not able to get the same response from your customer. Market penetration is not happening. That means you need to find out the ways where you can attract more and more customer. Now, one more observation you have to do. Do you think that you have reached at that level where people have seen your product? It's not that they are not aware about your product. They are aware, but still they are not buying it. So that means you have to do the analysis of product price. Either change, make some changes in labeling, packaging, pricing of your product, quality of your product. Or do you think that people, whoever comes to your store, buys it, whoever, the client dealing, whichever client dealing you have, it is like always successful, but I'm not able to get those many clients which should be there, who should be there. So in that case, you have to focus on 4th P, promotion. You have to focus on place. Maybe you are not at the right place. People don't want to buy, there is a motivational theory by Maslow. Let me write it so that you can see. There is a theory by Maslow So it is called Maslow's theory of hierarchical needs. Maslow see, some people, they just want to fulfill their needs. But some have wants. And wants are unlimited. They cannot be served or fulfilled. So if you are focusing on needs, and anybody who, those people do not look for the quality. They just go with the price and the accessibility. So you have to figure out whether your target audience is this sort of where they just want to fulfill their needs, or are these those who come to a store to buy to fulfill their need, but they have seen something else also and they want to buy it. That means they don't have that much exposure. Your product is not given that much importance or awareness so that it can be, used through evangelism, it can be promoted. No. So Maslow's theory of motivation says, in humans, this is the basic thing that first of all, physiological needs have to be fulfilled. This is the hierarchy. Physiological needs means food, shelter, all those stuffs. So even if somebody is, poorest, who cannot afford anything, that person also need it. So figure it out whether your product can fulfill any physiological need. If so, then you can target the the audience which belongs to lower income group also. But then if it belongs to lower income group, you have to work on quantity, not quality. Because if you increase the quality, you have to pay more. Then you will ask for more money from your audience. And they are not in the condition to afford it. But if you increase the quantity, it will give you more margin because you are keeping your prices low. It will give you more margin. So if you go with this theory, everybody, be it in terms of needs or wants, they want to fulfill physiological needs. This is the basic. Once the person who has fulfilled her physiological needs, then they come to social needs like love, respect, social interaction. These are social needs. And for that, this is the stage where they want to show off. We have to show our social status. Oh, our neighbor has bought this type of car. We have to buy this one or the model, advanced model more than that. So then comes, so if you want to focus on sociological needs people, those who have sociological needs who have come here, you can think to increase your price, the price of the product from lowest level to premium, like moderate. Then you have self-esteem and self-actualization. Where people now want that, for example, if you are providing services, you are a business of telecom business, where, people outsource their services. For example, I am a small business or I am growing, but I cannot afford, human resource at the moment. So I have asked a company called Hinduja Global Solutions, HGS. It is a global company. I have asked them to, take care of my human resources. Whichever query will come to you, and this has to come to us via you. So outsourcing company. Now, if there was one employee who was ill-treated by one of these HGS members, then what would happen? It will ultimately break down the image of the company, not HGS, the main company, because HGS is representing, HGS is just an outsourcing company and representing the main company who has hired them, who has given them the deal. So what would happen? That person would no longer want to work with them if there is no, what is it called? No foundation or any sort of obligation, liability. Then it comes to self-esteem, where people want to be respected. Their self-esteem is way beyond price, product, place, promotion. They just want, just like Apple Store. They are launching every now and then new series. But why people are buying them? Because when you go to Apple Store, you are treated like a king or queen or princess or prince. So here, the self-esteem and self-actualization class is the most premium class. So can you see? Again, interdisciplinary. We were talking about entrepreneurship. We were talking about marketing. But now we come to cultural and motivational theory. So this is how all these things are interlinked. And you have to see the emotional aspect also of the customers. Then only you can work on evangelism and around the evangelism. Okay, you have to create the network. Coming to the next point, which I was telling you. When you say you want to get entered into new market or existing market or whichever entry mode you want, you can do license. Through licensing, you can introduce your product. Maybe, see, when we say, you must have heard about this term, franchisee. Yes? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Have you heard about royalty and loyalty? See, if there is a business and that business has asked us for some amount and they say that we will give you our name, you have to set up and follow our norms and rules and do the same business as we are doing. Now you will represent us. For example, we have McDonald's. You can ask for franchisee from McDonald's. You should have space. You should pay some amount which is called royalty, and they'll give you their name and you will run the business on their behalf because of this amount. Then you have licensing. In this, you are again doing the business but on your name, and you are given the patent or license to pursue your thing. And the amount which you pay for that license is called loyalty. Then you have exporting, where from your own position, like from your region, you can sell your product and export them to different countries. But then again, you have to abide by rules and regulations. So these are also the mode of entry in marketing. But do you think it is, see, here we have paid, it's fine. What about exporting? There are so many things to enter into new market. You have to talk about the trading. First of all, see what type of firm size do you have. Okay, these are few things. Do you have any industrial experience, international experience, where you are entering into the new market? Do you know what sort of cultural, it is very important to consider about each and every aspect when you are doing business. Let's say you are, we have language difference also. Okay, you must be having some mother tongue and I'm having my mother tongue. In my mother tongue, let's say there is a word and its meaning is totally opposite of what it should be in your mother tongue. Totally opposite. So if I want, let's say I have put the name of my brand as that word. Now I want to export my product with the same brand name to South Africa, to, to your countries. Do you think it would be acceptable? No, because it is not making sense for you guys, or it doesn't have, it has a cultural shock with associated with it because of some opposite meaning which it should not be having. So when you go to have an international experience, if you want to switch your product even from your own country, like from rural region to urban region, you have to see the change in the behavior, in the psychology, in the demographics of the people where you are heading towards. So when you see the marketing in terms of entrepreneurship, where you are setting up your whole business because of the marketing mode which you are doing, you would have to consider it about a few points. What are these? What are these? Some of them are internal factors and some of them are external. What are internal factors? Firstly, firm size. So in firm size, what can be considered? The resource availability. What kind of resource do you have to set up that business? Okay. Any future international involvement can be there. Can you focus that? Then you have international experience. That is, let's say, if you want to enter into a new market, for example, Chinese market. Okay. Now you must be having expatriates. Expatriates means those managers which are hired from your own country, but then they are sent to another countries to see that what is happening. It is like, we can trust more on our people, own people, than the people in the host country. So that's where these expatriates, let me spell this out for you. Expatriates are those managers, expatriates, which are sent to some other country to look after the activities which are happening, because sometimes there are cultural differences and then things can go wrong if we don't take them seriously, right? So internal size, entry modes depend on what type of resources do you have. Do you have any international experience? Otherwise, you should not go directly to the international market. What you can do, either you can do exporting from your own country, or you can do partnership through intermediaries that see, I want to, whoever has set up their businesses there already. Okay, then you have to consider about international experience or urban experience for that matter, if you want to shift from rural to urban. Then internal factor is product. Product, very, very important, where you have to consider about physical appearance of the product, the brand name, the labeling, the logo, whether it is abiding the norms. It should be seen as highly valuable. Just like I said, product should create an experience. If you go to Starbucks cafeteria, you will find a different ambience, as if you have come, in heaven. So you have to figure out your product should be associated with that physical appearance, that what is it called? Ambience should it create, so that people can go along with it and can associate their emotional intelligence with it. Okay. Then we have external factors. Very important. Cultural distance. You should remember It's not always, sometimes if I am saying, sometimes it may find, if I see something in a single line, if I'm your customer and I say a particular line which sounds rude to you in your culture, for example, sometimes people use swear words like this is in their very habitual nature, but it doesn't work in the professional manner, or in the country like India, we cannot do it. So you have to be very careful where you are heading. Sometimes people are, for example, there was a story, I read it somewhere in the business entrepreneurial book. There was a family, a couple was there, and they went to a restaurant. In that restaurant, they took their pet dog as well. One, uh, I mean, after stabilizing everything, so they went to use washrooms, and pet dog was there. When they came back, pet dog was not found. And later on, they went on search, and later on it was found that that pet dog was cooked and served to customers. Can you see the difference? For some people, dog, like that is the part of the family for them. But the country where they were, having this fest, they did not recognize any such sort of emotional intelligence, and they just did this act, which is so heinous. Can you see the difference? The talking, the level of talking, maybe there is some accent difference, but there are some keywords which we cannot use in one country, and it varies from country to country. So those, while hiring people, you have to consider socio-cultural distance. Why putting the tags, when we do marketing and we put it on sale, oh, sale for 100 days, and this is the amount. You cannot have those taglines which does not suit, or you have to do the research for each and every keyword, that what you are applying, whether it is acceptable or not. So country risk and demand uncertainty has to be considered. So when we say, it may be political, just like we had Cold War between China and America. So uh, they were asking their countries to close their businesses in the host country, right? Similarly, there is one process of dumping. Let me write it. When you do market analysis, always do PESTLE. P for political. There are two E's. You can consider any one of them as environmental and ecological. Economical, sorry. Then we have social, technological aspect. We have legal aspect. When you do business, it has to be concerned with all these aspects. Let me give you one another scenario. So I was working in United Kingdom as a market researcher. So there I was given a task to get, there was a public speaking event about to happen. So I had to get the information of different universities and professors of them, and did some SWOT and PESTLE analysis out of it. But what happened? And I had to shoot a particular, drafted email assigned, that drafted email to all of those professors. So I did that. Then I got a reply from one of them. He said, from where did you get my information? You know, some people are very, very serious about their information from where we are getting it. And it is right to up to some extent. But it was just an email ID. And he said, I can sue you because you have taken my personal information and you're using it for your promotion. See the marketing aspect here. Then initially I was very worried that what to do. Then I searched for some of the legal aspects there. There was one law in UK which was, it was like, according to GDPR, let me write here, General Data Protection Regulation Act 2017. So this law says, for example, if you have applied for some jobs, if your data as a feedback or survey is there with your, you know, with shopkeepers or somewhere, they should intimate you that we are keeping it for next 6 months and then we will dump this off and we will not be having any of your data. Nobody can use any personal data without the consent. So that is fine. But do you think I would be given that reply that, you know, you would be sued because of the email? No, because I researched. It was written there, no personal data. But I took that email from the website of college, of the university, Manchester Metropolitan University. So that means I was not at all under any unlawful activity. Correct? So this is how you require that legal information, knowledge, technological, social, environmental. Now, how can we say political? See, let's say I am the mayor of my state, for example, and I'm saying people are very unhappy because what I'm doing, I am attracting, I'm giving the, you know, I'm telling foreign giants, foreign companies to come here and set up their business. But this is giving the domestic competition. My domestic market is, you know, they are at loss every now and then. And that's why local people are very unhappy because of me. Now elections are coming, for example. I have to make it right. I have to be politically correct. So what I did, you know, I started posing dumping duties to those people. What I did, I said, you are exporting your things. Okay. Now, if you are selling it, if you are selling it $10, the dumping duty would be $5, for example. So see, if they would have sold this thing at $8 in their own company, why would they only get $5 here? Because $5 they would expend in the dumping duty. Are you getting my point? This is how political aspect can change our business game. And that's why we have to keep track of each and every activity which is happening. And that's when it comes here, the external aspect, that there can be any time this country risk and demand uncertainty. Are we on the same page? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. If you have any doubts, let me know. Okay, in between. Then what we have is direct and indirect trade barriers. This is also, you can say, not for political, but yes, economical aspects. People impose it. If you want to, you know, export your things, you are exporting because you are getting benefit, you are getting profit margins out of it. Why would you export and take that much headache if you would be given same margin as you are having in your own market? No, you would not do it. So people, what they do, the host country where you are selling your product or about to sell, they impose, they would say, oh, this is VAT, value added tax. In India, we have corporate tax. But in spite of direct taxes, they would apply indirect tax. Oh, you are coming from this toll, from this gateway. This is the C tax, this is that tax. Indirect tariffs are there, which will really affect your business as an entrepreneur. And startups can, if you are a export business only, you cannot afford it at all. You are just a startup. And no business would do it if there would be so many. For example, in India, what happened? There was a gaming business, gaming market at boost. Like people were into this, YouTube channel. They made channel and they make so many videos of gaming. For example, PUBG and all those games, and they make they do betting and all on this. Now, as soon as government realized that okay, this business is at boost, they impose the most the greatest of all times tax, which is 28% GST on those gaming apps. Now what happened? Those are really opposing this fact. But anytime your business can be affected, and hence you have to keep doing these pestle and SWOT analysis. You have to see the competition intensity also. What is intensity of competition? If you would, let's say you are selling your product here at your place, but you would find that some other has joined, that person, the late joinee, this person comes into the business, but now he is selling, doing the price war with you, and customers which you are getting, he or she is getting, are way more than what you are getting. And now it is very, you have to take a certain decision because survival is very tough. So if competition is very, very high, you have to find out the alternatives, be it the trade war. However, trade war is not for long run. That's why World Trade Organization comes in between. If two countries, they are imposing the prices on each other, then this is the violation of competition rules, and World Trade Organization does not accept it. And hence, you have to find out the different region where competition can be less. And that's why Dyson went to some other countries to test his products. Then we have intermediaries. See, remember, though it is suggestible that you can go with intermediaries if you want to test your product to some other countries, but don't keep them many, because if you do so, your commission would be distributed among them only. And then you would not be able to earn, which is the core output which we want from our businesses. Correct? What is SWOT analysis? I think this everybody knows, right? Yes or no?
Yeah, sure. I know it from my end.
Yes. What is it?
Yeah, this is analysis where you look at the strength, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats of the business.
Correct. Perfect. So you have to again make a matrix, and then in that matrix, what you do, you write all of the things by being very, very truthful to you. You should not hide your weaknesses from yourself. Okay. So you will write strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Okay. Now these should come from Porter 5 forces also. How many of you know Porter 5 forces? Have you heard about it? No. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So-
I have heard from myself. Potters 5 forces.
Tell me.
Yeah. So these are the ones where you look at the forces which affect the business, and which I would say the competitive forces, which we can look at the competition, also potential new entrants. I would say new entrants to the market, as well as the threats of substitute products which can substitute what you already have, and also, yeah, I would say customers and suppliers.
Perfect, Alexander. Big round of applause for you. So here are Porter's 5 forces. Porter has contributed so well in this business management. He has given us so many things. One of them, the most crucial one, is this. Though we are saying strengths, weaknesses, threats, and opportunities, but you know, every aspect has 2 links. If you are saying threats, the threats we may have from new entrants. Maybe they can do so well, better than us, and they'll take over. We may have threat from substitutes also, because sometimes people say they have this dealing that, okay, let's deal. You will sell this product and I'll sell that. And in this way, we will not have any competition. But ultimately, they see the profit in the deal, like deal. If they do not go with the deal, they find it more profitable, and then they violate the deal. So threat of substitutes is also there. Then we have bargaining power. So these are 5 forces which force us to change our market strategy. We were doing very well. We had all the strategies lined up, and then some new entrants came, and then we found out, oh God, we have to change the strategy. So these are forces which are driving us. We have bargaining power. You have set up your prices, but then you have to see, let's say paper, for example, paper industry. You know, paper industry, the price of paper in the global marketing, it is increasing day by day. So what will happen ultimately? If paper pricing is changing, then the labeling, mono cartons, corrugated cartons, the packaging, the price will change. And then if their price will change, then ultimately the product price will change, because it is the submission of each and everything, you know, every step. So if the price will change the output, people will say, oh, these are every now and then increasing the prices. Why would, we should see for some alternatives, right? So this can change the game. These are game changer 5 things. We may have bargaining power of supplier because they are not giving us right price.
We lost you
Hello?
there, Abba.
Yeah, I've lost as well from my end.
Who has done it? Someone in the meeting has muted me.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure about that, but you just went on mute. Yeah.
Please don't do this.
I thought you have control on the muting. I think they need to put some. It should not be enable any other person to mute the next one. I don't know what it's setting.
Yeah, let me see.
You
I have
can
not
do the
set up.
settings. Yeah.
I'm doing it.
Yes.
Don't show mute notification, meeting options. Yes, here it is.
Yeah. So please, so that you have control over your end to mute and unmute. Yeah.
Camera. Who can present? Not everyone, only organizers and co-organizers. And then who can bypass? This is the one. But this is very disappointing. If someone is, muting my mic, that means that person is not liking what is happening. But
Yeah,
that's fine.
that's quite unfortunate. But yeah, yeah, it's quite unfortunate that we have people who are not serious joining.
No. That could actually not be the case. Sometimes Teams does auto mute. So it could be just a technical glitch and not that someone tried to unmute your mic. It does happen.
That makes me feel better, at least. Thank you. Okay. See, we were talking about 4 to 5 forces. So I was saying that these 5 things are game changer for us. For example, if you say supplier from which we are getting those supplies has changed the price. So it will ultimately affect the, commission change, the last output price change. And then people, the customer, because they don't know the history, they don't know the backside story, so they would say, oh, there is a lot of price change since the beginning, or every now and then they are changing price, so let's find out the alternative. This is so you have to keep the track. If there is supply bargaining power and they are changing the prices, either you should find the next supplier, keep doing research for your suppliers also, just like you are doing for your customers. Anytime they can betray you, though we should be positive enough, but yes, in business anything can happen. So have at least 5 to 6 suppliers in hand, so that in emergency you can reach out to any one of them with better prices, so that you can have price comparison. So these are 5 game changers. You can have competition, rivalry, and then if you fight with each other, then consumers will get positively affected, but you will be negatively affected. So you have to make sure that competition, the extreme competition, is not that good. Competition is good if you are competing with your suppliers. Nahin. If you say, see, you want to get the best quotation from your suppliers, then you will go to more than one supplier so as to have best deal. So in that sense, you will be get benefited, but not the supplier. So competition is never good for the supplier, for the shopkeeper, for the businessman. It is good for the consumers because they have more than one option. So when you strategize, you know now, from now onwards, whenever you plan any marketing thing, first of all, go and check what product you are having and write all the correspondent 4 P's. And it is not restricted to 4 P's only. There are more P also. What are these? Let me write here. We have people. We have physical environment. And then we have physical evidence. This is now in modern marketing mix. We have 7 P's. So you know that when you do marketing, you have to classify them for people. Those people who are with you, you can take the feedback from them, and then you have to give the leverage to the people you are serving. So both of them matters as far as you are strategizing, your strategies are concerned. Then the environment, we just talked about internal and external environment. Keep checking the government rules. What are the new rules impose on you, so that you can change likewise. Otherwise, you will get lost in your business. Then physical evidence. Everything should be as much transparent as you can make it, okay? Then what we have is
How about process? How about process?
those come under the category of physical evidence.
Ah, okay. All right.
So keep the track of everything, okay? So we have already talked about PESTEL and ENSOF metrics. Now, when you say sustainable entrepreneurial brand, what do you mean by it? Do you know about sustainability?
Sustainability. It's. I'll put in a simpler term. Maybe from a layman's point of view, the ability to keep something going, or to continue being in existence, like a going concern.
Yes, yes. So it should be in long run. Sustainability is in long run. So if you talk about the entrepreneurial brand, every business, of course, they want to be survive like anything. And for that, they need to know how can they have this competitive advantage, which is sustainable. Every single time, whenever people compare you with your competitor, be it a new entrant or any opportunistic threat which is there in the way, on the way, they should always prefer you. That is the sustainable competitive advantage, that you are ahead in the competition. Okay. Now, how can you do so? Again, you have to simply jot down what are you doing right now, like all the aspects, 4 Ps, and then where do you want to head on? Okay. Where do you want to go? And then in the mediator, do you think something is becoming barrier to reach there? Just jot down. Is it the resource? Is it the circumstances? What is exactly that? It is like a funnel. You have to write down all the questions which are there, write down the answers which you have, write down those results which you want to have, and then fill out the gap. How can you find out? It is like a maze. Where can you reach out to that particular result and from where you should go? All these things. So competitive advantage is very important. That means the advantage which you are having for your brand over others. And that's the reason why your customer choose you. So you can see here, see, if you want to be sustainable, you have to find out what is your competency. And that competency is not that, see, we deliver the products on the right time. That's why your people are choosing you, your customers. It should be distinctive, which nobody else is. Find out your USP, unique selling point. What's that which is making you unique? Once you find out your competency, then figure it out. Is it something which requires in long run? Can it be your sustainable advantage? Now, if you have found this out, then see, there is a mediator question. How should I position to which target market? How should I be positioned to which target market? Where do you want to go? I just told you about ENSOF metrics, through which you can have this distinctive competency as your competitive advantage. Maybe your ideas are like that. Your pricing is your USP. How can you reach out? Then you can work towards that sustainable competitive advantage market oriented strategy. Is it clear?
Yeah, sure.
Crystal clear.
Great. Great. Now, let's come to this. You tell me, how do you are into the business? How have you set up your pricing? Did you do some research or it's just randomly? Can anybody share their experience?
Yeah, so if I got you clear in terms of pricing, how we came about pricing whatever businesses we are doing.
Okay.
Yes. So of course, the price you need to research what is, if there's a similar product on the market, you need to research and look at what the competitors are offering, so that you'll be able to set it up. But pricing also looks at also for you to be able to make your profit margin, you need to ensure that it covers the production cost, the delivery cost, and all the costs associated. So at the end of the day, you have that profit margin. But it has to ensure that the price is very competitive. Hence the price survey you need to do around that product. And it also depends on the market which you are serving as well.
Correct, correct. So you have to think that, first of all, when you do pricing, you talk about the raw materials. If you have not considered the raw material thing, you will consider your, supplier, the price given by that supplier. Then in that supplier range, you will add freight charges, transportation. You will also take out your marketing expenditure from that particular value. It is just because of economies of scale. You are doing it in large quantity. That's why price comes out less. And this is how you do the division of price. Okay. Now it is also dependent on which sort of marketing do you have. Is it transactional marketing or relationship marketing? Can anybody tell me the difference between transactional and relationship marketing?
Sure. I don't know if you can come in, says Alex.
Right.
Yeah, so transactional relationship is a one-off. You buy and it ends there. No need of after sales service or anything. It's just you don't even talk to the one who has bought. But a relationship transaction is where there is a relationship. You can go back to the where you bought if there is a problem, or they can call you to check how you are enjoying how you are getting the service out of the product you've sold. So it's a continuous, and that is the most encouraged kind of transaction, the relationship transaction kind of in this modern marketing.
Perfect. Perfect. So when we set up the market, firstly, let me tell you what's the difference again. Transactional marketing, when we say, it includes the focus on particular sales and the orientation on product features. That means this marketing is for a short time scale, and the customer commitment, the commitment with customers are somewhat limited. Okay. And the customer contact is also limited. And here the major concern of production is quality. That we are providing you quality and there is no need to, have this customer contact further. And it also depends on price. Remember, let's say you want to set up an interactive smart board at your home or at your business. Now, you would, because it is a premium product, you would spend so much on one unit. You have to see the warranty and guarantee norms in it. You will see how much efficiently it would work. You will see the testimonials. So it depends on the customer involvement and the risk complexity of buying. If this is a very premium product, you always research. There is a pre-purchase research. As a customer, as a consumer, you do so much research to come to a conclusion that, yes, I want to buy from this brand and this product. Then after buying it, you would expect some sort of commitment from company that they would give us guarantee or warranty. But in transactional marketing, they don't entertain after purchase things. Okay. It is very short. They say we are providing you quality product and there is no need to, have the services, the commitment afterwards, or it may be because of the pricing of the product, which is not that much. So then the transaction is the main process and people focus on it. That's why its name is transactional marketing. But when we say relationship, so it is a whole network. It focuses on the customer maintenance and then, long-term scale. Everything is long-term, the commitment, the contact cycle with the customers, everything. So that it involves transactional marketing also, quality of production as well, product features also, everything is there. Okay. So when we set up a cost, let's come to this. If you have to set up the cost, you are very new to that market or new to business, you have to break down your expenses. Okay, whatever you are spending, and then without comparing it with anybody, at least firstly jot down all your expenses and divide it with your divide it by your number of units of production. Once you do so, then start comparing it with your competitors, with the market and different range. Okay, then you can keep the range that let's keep 3 types of product under it, and let's keep, because of the packaging change or something like that, we can consider 3 types of pricing for it, for instance. So this is how you can define your cost structures, and based on those resource allocation, the types of marketing, your 4 P's, you can set up your cost. Okay. We have already talked about competitive pricing and value-based pricing. Yes or no?
Yes,
Now
we've talked about that, yeah.
Yeah. Now here I have mentioned 4 case studies. These are not 4. Basically, these are 4 research papers, and then you will find out many case studies in them which have successful entries as well as failures in them. So you have to go through it and let me know what have you understood. And you can reach out to me via texting also if you want to know about the custom strategies which we can, bring about. Now, if we are on the same page, I would like from you guys to know about the feedback of today's class. What was good, what was bad, what needs to be changed. Shall we start? Who would go first?
Firstly, I'd like to thank the Academy for bringing this webinar, and also thank you for your insights and valuable information, very detailed and very well explained. I'm sure the value that we've gotten here is priceless. I thank you very much again. The content was very detailed, and for now, I don't really see any reason for any change. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlie. Who wants to go next?
Yeah,
I
sure.
think I can.
Yep,
Yes,
please.
yes.
You can proceed. I'll come after you, Adrian.
Thanks. I think for me, this has been very informative. I'm thinking like I've learned the whole strategic marketing plus marketing principles and practice within the session. I think it was well packaged, very refreshing. Yeah, I think to me this is one of the most excellent and insightful lectures I've so far had. I just want to thank you for really taking time to deliver the material. I know marketing is quite wide, but given the time that we interacted, I think to me, Lily, it has delivered to I think beyond my expectation. I just want to thank the effort that the organizers are putting in. I think that's the feedback from my end. It was very insightful.
Thank you so
Maybe
much,
just
Edries.
maybe an addition, but I think it could be due to time. When you were delivering the 7 Ps, I think we didn't really look into services as a product where you're
Right.
talking about intangibilities and those aspects that are extended elements of marketing. But like I said, this Lily touched, it's like it's the whole course delivered in 3 hours. I think it deserves the kudos that it really needs to. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, Alexander.
Yeah, sure. No, that's great. I think I will not re-echo what my colleagues have said. I think it's for me. It's I know it's you're packaging, a comprehensive course in 3 hours, which of course they need to balance between interaction and also delivering the content. Yeah. It's a well done, a job well done to you. For delivering the content. And my recommendation for enhancement. I know we have different people of different background in here, and adult learning is all about also when we learn more. If we can enhance in terms of the interaction, where we can maybe be breaking away into smaller groups, maybe just discussion for about 5 minutes. You give us a case study, analyze this. What do you think was applied in this case study in terms of the principles of marketing? What they would have done? I think you gave us quite a number of cases where the price, is it a competitive pricing, British Airways, Dassault. So if it is really possible where you can be able to analyze in different groups, maybe about 5 minutes or 10 minutes, then we give feedback on what we discuss so that we're able to apply the principles in real time, even in form of discussions. I think that would help in terms of keeping the webinar very, very, very active, because I noticed some of our colleagues were not able to be able to speak. So I would say maybe we missed out from the knowledge from them, which is practical knowledge. Some of them, maybe we could be entrepreneurs in here. We've tried different things. That would be my recommendation for the enhancement, which definitely would help in content development and delivery as well. Otherwise, thank you so much. It's really a hard work you've put in. 3 hours is not a joke delivering content. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alexander. You can see here, I have already opened, here the case studies. Where has it gone? So that it was in my agenda that I would have asked you these questions, but because of as you mentioned this bit, the limitation of time, we could not cover it, but it is never too late. We would see what we can do, in the next upcoming sessions. Anybody
Sure,
else who
it's
wants
understood. It's understood. Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else who wants to say anything else? Okay, got your applauses.
Okay, I would love to say something.
Yes.
It was quite an insightful class, just like those who have spoken. I learned quite a lot in such a short time. It was an eye-opening one for me. I learned about marketing and all it takes for a business, about marketing and the kinds of, and the mix of the marketing. You threw more light on that to me. I've known it, but the way you brought it out, it made a lot of sense to me and easy for application. So I want to say thank you so much. Like someone said, it's a whole class in such a short time, a whole lot in such a short time, and also I know that one of the classes we had last week, we had the opportunity to have workshops with teams, and everybody trying to put to use what you had learned in the middle of the class, so that you were able to go home knowing that you had learned something from it. But in all, thank you so much. This was quite insightful and educative and informative, and it will be easy for use and to arrive at whatever one wants to achieve out of it. Thank you so much, Ma.
Thank you. Okay. So I think I have not given rest of you opportunity to speak. Please go ahead if you have to say anything. All right. We can have a LinkedIn. We can have a network on LinkedIn. My name is Apha Gautam. You can search for my name, and we can endorse each other and see if we can create a network and, share our insights in future also, if that makes sense.
Yeah, sure. I've sent you
Are you
a request already.
Oh, yeah, Alex.
Could you type your name on the screen so that we
Sure.
can search it on LinkedIn? Sure.
Okay. It is Apha Gautam.
Is it the one assistant professor, right?
Yes, Professor Apha Gautam. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's been very interactive.
Thank you. You guys take care, and I hope to see you at, some it might be the case that I'll be teaching some case studies about you guys in the near future, not in near, then, someday, and wishing you all the best for your future. You take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.